Good morning and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I'm at Shoreham. This little chap is right by me. He's literally less than a yard away from where I am. Set up today, I'm going to keep simple. I'm going to fish my two health and safety rods, multipliers as usual, end tackle, 150 gram breakaway, size 2 hooks, short snoods, blow lug, which is fresh, and then longer I give up with my mouth and trying to get words out. Longer snoods, and I've got rag on here, and then fancy Christmas tree, rattly, colourful, although water's quite coloured, so it's probably going to be more for sound. Again, size 2 hooks, 2 up and 2 up again, and we'll see how we get. First cast. Sounds like something out of Strictly Come Dancing, doesn't it? I look ridiculous with all this wear on, but I cannot tell you how cold it is down here. Absolutely paralysing. It's certainly a contrast from when I was here last time. I was here with a few others, and the mackerel were going crazy. As a few of you out there know, I do a little bit of trudging to get to some of my beaches, and I just got knacked off carrying all the bloody clobber and crap. So what I've tried to do is make all my stuff small and easy to pack into 3 bags. That's all I really want to be carrying. But to help me do that, the other trolley I had was a steel, weighed a ridiculous amount before you even put stuff on it. It had tiny wheels, so when you went over shingle you were dragging it as opposed to it rolling. This is fantastic. I've got this. It's a Tronix. They retail somewhere around about 130-ish quid, but what makes it are these wheels. It's aluminium, it's lightweight. I've adjusted a few bits on it to kind of make it the way I want it, but I cannot praise it highly enough. It just glides over shingle. And then the other thing I've got is the seat that I sit on. Again, it weighs a ruddy what's it. It's difficult to put on here because it's unwieldy. I saw this on a sort of camping website, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to have this. It weighs as light as a feather. It all folds down. The bits all pop in together. You don't have to figure out which joins where. They're all attached by strings. And then the covering's really robust. 2 fixing points at the back, 2 fixing points at the front. Fantastic little chair. I'm probably not going to need it today because I'm not going to be here too long, so I'm not going to put it up. But lightweight, and has made just this morning a bit of a difference. I sound like I'm selling these things, don't I? I'm not. I was feeling a little melancholy yesterday, which is really unusual for me. And I was due to come down fishing yesterday because a lot of you voted for me to come to Shoreham as opposed to go to Dungeness. And you kind of did me a favour, because Dungeness a couple of hours, Shoreham less than an hour. And I couldn't go yesterday because the wind down here was 45 miles plus. And it would have just been ridiculously stupid, and it was rainy and drizzly and horrible. So Andy and I took a view. He's not here today. He's fishing a course fishing comp. Ross is not here. He was thinking about coming, but the problem with Ross is his rubber that he wears, when it goes down to freezing, and it definitely is freezing, there's ice on stuff, he can't move. Well, he can get out of the car, but then he goes and he can't get to the beach. So he's tucked up nice and warm at home. And I've come down here today for 4 or 5 hours just to iron out my melancholy. But it always lifts my spirits. And I know I allude to whenever I come down here, it's kind of why I come down here. I do hope I catch fish on occasions, that's the principal reason. But the other reason is it does iron out the creases of my ups and downs and the bumps as you go through life. The reason I fish is that somebody else inspired me, and it was my uncle, and gave me an escape route, I suppose, from some of the crap that was around in my life. I was very fortunate to have had my uncle and my aunt in my life and kind of looking after me. And I miss my uncle. But let's not be melancholy on this beautiful day. I'm very fortunate to be down here. But I just want to give a bit of a shout out to Miss Child's class. Now, I know there's a few of you in the class who watch me and you're hoping that I catch a shark. Well, I will try and catch a member of the shark family either this trip or the next trip, which I can show you, but I apologise for using the word bloody. It caused merriment and Miss Child gave me a telling off. So I really apologise, but thanks for watching. And I'm at 915 subscribers. There's 915 people out there who kind of like what I do. And I'm really grateful to all of you out there. But I'm charging down to 1,000. Be great to get there. But I had a really turbulent last couple of weeks, which I didn't really mention last time I went out. I went out for a really short length of time because I had 1 or 2 commitments at home, and it was like a cross between an old person's home and a nursing hospital, because my wife got crooked with COVID. But yeah, to say the last several weeks were challenging with cooking and, you know, looking after somebody and leaving food by the door, making sure that mother-in-law didn't really get it, stayed away from my wife. The other challenges I've had in amongst the COVID situation at home is mother-in-law worrying about the dog catching it. I said, well, the dog probably won't catch it because the dog doesn't go anywhere near my wife because it cannot lift itself off the ground, and it certainly can't climb stairs. So then we had the, what's going to happen if I die and catch it? Not me, but her. Oh, we do what normally happens. We put you in a box and send you on your way. And I shouldn't be smiling, should I really? She said, no, I'm not worried about me dying. It's the dog's going to miss me, and what I want you to do is put the dog down. Now, as much as I dislike the dog, I couldn't go, oh yeah, mother-in-law's dead, you're next. I couldn't bring myself to do that. But then I was thinking, well, I wonder if I could give my mother-in-law a Viking burial. I wonder if you applied to the government and said, look, this is what I want to do. I want to send her out on a load of pallets and fire an arrow. But then I thought, well, if you're a Viking, you have your trusted warhorse with you. I thought, well, the dog fits that description perfectly. It is the size of a small horse, so you could put a saddle on it. But now I'm thinking, well, how do I get the dog from home to the coast? I'd have to get a horse box. And I was being mischievous, and then I was feeling bad for even thinking that. But the dog is safe, as tempting as it is. I think we better have a bit of a reel in. Well, One has been snaffled, and I suspect, given it's the lower hook, it is probably the crabs. Clue. Morning, chap. Lovely to meet you, fellow.
And you. I recognise those rods anyway.
Well, that's good of you to say. Come in. So, what's going on? Why aren't I catching fish?
Probably the same reason as I didn't catch any in the week.
I mean,
What that reason is, I don't know.
I started the day with being stopped by the police for driving erratically. And the reason I was driving erratically, as I was explaining, is I was going along, they were behind me. I didn't know they were police, and a fox ran out. And I went, whoa, because I didn't really want to hit the fox. Next thing I see is blue light come on. I'm thinking, well, maybe they're going somewhere. So I ignore the blue light. But no, they wanted to stop me. So they stopped me, and I got out of the car. The chap got out of the car and he wandered along. Morning, sir. Morning, officer. How are you? Oh, really cold, blah, blah, blah. Do you mind me asking, sir, where you're going to? And I said, well, I'm going to ask you a question. Why did you stop me? He went, you were driving erratically, sir. I said, whoa. I said, a fox ran out. He said, yeah. He said, I hear that excuse a lot. I went, right, okay.
Low end of this bag.
Yeah, I said, well, the clue is...
Chips cold? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I said, the clue is the back of my car. Have a look in the back of my car. Might give you an idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, when I had a peer in there, and he went, oh, you're a fisherman, are you? I went, yeah. Yeah. No, I'll be around still then. Yeah.
Plenty of room.
No, I'd be delighted to see you, chap. Yeah. No, see you down at lunchtime. Nice to see you, chap. Well, let's hope so. I'll see you later, fellow. Bye. So, the rods have been out 3 times, back in 3 times. Bait pretty much untouched. So I've rebaited this one with rag and lug, and the other one is lug. Something has been plucking at this, whether it's a fish, whether it's my imagination, or whether it's a crab. And yes, it is. Zip. Depressing. Now, I was saying earlier on that there was no one else down here. I met one of my subscribers, a chap by the name of Rob, who came down from Natter earlier on, and knew I was on the beach because of the colour of my rods. But you'd know he was on the beach by the colour of the suit that he's wearing. Maybe I should get a suit like that, then I could match my rods. That would be pretty cool. So I'm tempted. But I have a coat from Labrador, Canada. I have this. I think if I got one of those, my wife would get very unhappy with me. Not because of the sartorial elegance, but because I'd be spending more money. But I'm admiring your suit. I was saying to the people out there that I want a suit like this because it would then match my rod.
You have to work for BT.
Oh, right.
And then
they go, you've worked here 10 years, here is the suit.
Package and make sure you book out all the full clothing.
Have you got any fresh rag?
I haven't got any fresh rag.
I'll give you some. I've got too much that I'll end up chucking them out there. So I'll give you a handful, fellow. I'll go and get some. As you can see behind me, sunset appearing, which means darkness will be upon us. We fished all day, me and Rob, nothing. No bites, no zip. bait going out, coming back, slightly nibbled, probably crabs. So I'm going to give it another couple of hours into darkness because I'm determined to catch a fish. I've driven all this way with all this bait. I've prepared, thought about, rehearsed in my head to come down here to think it's going to be a perfect day, and it's not so far, but that could all change. Now, whether or not you admire or you don't admire swimmers, I have to say I have huge respect for these two ladies who've turned up here. It is mega cold. It's saying 2 degrees on my little temperature gauge. Darkness is coming and they're getting into the sea with just swimsuits on. It is something I would never, ever, ever do. Although Rob keeps trying to convince me that the water is 12 degrees and therefore it is warmer in the water than it is out. Yeah. This hat looks ridiculous, but it's keeping me warm. And it's got really, really cold now. Now, I fished all day. So I was down here this morning at 6:30. I fished all day, no bites. I'm now fishing into darkness, no bites. And it has reached the time where I'm going to pack up, drive home and console myself with beer. To say it's frustrating is an understatement. And I'm sorry I didn't catch any fish, but there will be the next one. And young Rob, who's joined me today, really nice chap, no fish as well. So I don't feel like I'm missing a trick. I'm down to 1 rod, so I'm going to pack up and go. So as ever, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the amusing comments, let's put it that way, and all the support. It's really, really appreciated. So take care. I'll catch you in a week's time.